Today's top stories consist of Gorochu and if Gorochu will return in the future. We're talking about if Meltan was organically created or was it just a glitch that Pokemon ran with. And we're detailing and discussing why rivals are friendly now and not such jerks like they were back in the day. All in today's episode of the Pokemon edition of the news you missed. So before I jump into that, I just want to do a friendly reminder that I do giveaways all the time. I've given away tons of Pokemon plushies, I give away Pokemon memorabilia, but I also give away a Nintendo Switch each month. All you have to do is be subscribed, like, comment down below, and you're entered in automatically. It's a nice give back to the community for supporting me and watching these videos. With that said, let's jump right into the news. So the first thing I'd like to address is that there was an interview over on GameSpot with the lead director of Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. They talked about if Gorochu will appear in later games. It was stated that we probably won't see it, and probably being the key word. They didn't say that we won't see it at all or never again, but there's a reason why he says probably. He stated that none of the Pokemon that were worked on before that were discarded have ever returned later, so the chances are low. Now, the strange thing is, if you look at older beta designs, you can see that some of them actually look as if they did return later after they were scrapped. But we really don't know if those were the actual scrap designs, or if they just took things from them and redesigned them entirely. I've even heard some people say that they've seen designs scrapped that return in later generations, but that isn't entirely true, as those designs might have been removed from that generation and just postponed, but not scrapped. So they also stated in the interview that initially revealed Gorochu that they had a vetting process where internally all the designs were voted on, and if they didn't make the vote, they were oftentimes removed. They stated that the reason behind this is that they need a logical understanding of why this Pokemon would be in this world, trying to make it believable. They said that if a Pokemon were rejected due to it being unable to be justified and its existence in the Pokemon world, then it was gone and it was gone forever. That all living creatures must exist in that world, and it has to make sense in that world. Hence, Gorochu didn't make sense and why Gorochu was gone. I know that sounds crazy considering these are monsters that are capable of destroying the world entirely in the hands of 10-year-olds, but hey, that's what he said. And Gorochu was supposed to be based upon the Japanese god of thunder, if I recall, which wouldn't make sense as there really are no gods in Kanto, and being based upon a god as a final evolution for Pikachu, then it would make less sense that there were more than one obtainable. Well, at least at the time it would make sense, because now you can have a full party of Mewtwo's, and yeah, that was supposed to be only one Pokemon per game, but we see how that turned out. Pokemon's really changed over the ages, hasn't it? We're going to move right along to Rivals, and you'll be shocked to find out that Rivals were jerks in earlier games because they were much easier to express with 8-bit graphics, which leads them to wanting to make a bigger impression on the player. That's the only reason. It wasn't because they wanted you to feel like you had to beat them, it was just because of graphical limitations. The bully type or the aggressive type of rival make a bigger impression and were easier to express with the limitations of the time. He went on to say that the change also came due in part because of the current era we live in, where people with those types of personalities just are not as accepted these days. And again, this is from a Japanese company, so your country or region might be different in that regard, but definitely changing things around in the Pokemon world. The series is set in such a friendly world that they wanted to remove such aggressive things, which is likely why the Pokedex changes as well. It makes a lot of sense. You're removing a very jerkish type of rival so that you can replace it with someone who would not offend someone. Pokemon is an all-inclusive area. All people are welcome. Everyone can enjoy it. And it seems to have worked out for the series. At least that's the direction they're moving, and so there you go. Finally, in this interview, Meltan was shown to always be part of Pokemon Go, all the way back in the beginning. It was designed in-house to look like a Kanto Pokemon, a very basic design instead of later generations. So Meltan wasn't a mistake and a glitch that was picked up and used. It was intentionally designed, which again goes through that vetting process, so I guess a lot of people really enjoyed it and that's how it became a real Pokemon. I find it interesting and very unique that this Pokemon and its inception was thought about way back in the beginning of Pokemon Go with the launch of the original Kanto Pokemon for it. So that's pretty crazy, man. Even way back then they had the idea for this guy, and yet here he is now. So that's awesome. I still can't wait for Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, but it is heartbreaking to see and know that Gorochu probably will never come into existence. But probably isn't definitely, so here's to hoping, right? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Pokemon News You Missed. If you did, leave a big thumbs up. You can leave a comment down below. Let me know, would you love to see Gorochu appear in Generation 8? Do you think Gorochu's just silly? Do you think rivals should be mean? And what are your thoughts on Meltan? I've been your host, Protomario, and I'd appreciate it if you click subscribe to stay up to date with me. And, of course, you can go back here next time, because I'm always bringing out new content and new video game-themed videos. So, if that's something you are interested in, there you go. So I'll see you guys later. I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and I hope to see you back here next time.